Hello everybody, this is the Retro Bear once again in the gaming pantry with this year's Christmas message video, which will be slightly different from previous years. I usually tend to focus on something to talk about. This year I'm going to intersperse it with some pickups which I've had just before Christmas and the result of the Secret Santa stream, which we do done for the past 4 years now. Yes, so I've got some gifts being sent by my Secret Santa, who I have absolutely no idea who it was. So we'll do those first, and then we'll do on to the Christmas message. It won't be too intensive on this one. Just trying to fit one in before Christmas and wish everybody the best for Christmas. I need to hope you have a good Christmas this year. As you can see, we're very festive in here. Very festive. It's the same every year. So what have I got? The Secret Santa stream, which was on the 21st of December, over on Retro Games Revive channel, Sean's channel. Had a lot of fun with that one. Quite a few people, 20 odd people, 24, 25 people involved this year, which is fantastic. Hopefully we can keep that going. Sean's first year of doing it, I think he did a very good job considering he was very ill. Indeed, as was Paul the Ink Northerner, who helped him out. Both troopers to the end, battling through illness to get that stream off the ground. And also we did if you may or may not have seen it, we did a TMB podcast as well. About 12th of December, I think, or something like that. If you haven't seen it, please do go across and have a look at that. That was a lot of fun to do. We haven't done one of those for about 6-8 months or so, and it was just nice to get a few of us together, have a chat and a bit of banter. Yeah, really, really good fun. So I hope you can have a look at those as well. Yeah, go and check the stream out, go and check the TMB podcast out, get yourself in the Christmas mood. In the meantime, let's talk about what I picked up previously. We had to go to Vintage Gamer weekend before last, I think it was. So that would have been about the 14th of December, because Mrs. Bear had to pick something up from Vintage Gamer. It's the first time we've ever gone to Vintage Gamer because Mrs. Bear wanted to go. But she had to go and pick something up for a repair she's doing at the moment. And while I was in there, I thought I'll have a nose round. Yeah, bad mistake. I'll just have a quick nose round in here and you'll end up buying stuff. And I didn't really want to go in there because of the reason I just ended up buying stuff that is just going to sit on the floor like all the other stuff I'm looking at, which has probably been there now. Most of it probably about 6 months. It hasn't found a home for itself yet. Even the stuff I took to Scotland with me is still waiting to be filed. I think it's down there, yeah, down there behind me. I might just be able to see it, pile of Wii games there. Maybe? No, not those Wii games, it's a pile below it anyway. And they ain't got back on the shelf yet, so I've got to sort myself out. But we'll come to that in a second. So I picked up a couple of games. One I'd already got, so I can't show you that because I've got rid of it. Again, check your list, folks. The key thing is check your list. Take your list with you and make sure you check them. So I've got a couple of things which, one which I actually did need and one which I didn't need. I'll show you the one I did need first. You may remember, I think it was earlier on this year, I bought, I've got a collection of, the Wii collection. Surprise, surprise. And I bought some, I've got now all the colour consoles. So I've got the white one, the red one, the blue one, and the black one. And the blue one is limited edition London 2012 one that came out. And they're all boxed, all complete, apart from the fact that this London 2012 one which I bought didn't come with the game, which I do already own, which you probably can't see because I think it's moved. Oh, it's just over there in the corner. You might see the yellow spine there. Not there. Which is Mario and Sonic at London 2012. And the one thing that's missing from that version was the cardboard sleeve of the game, which I've now got. So I can now put that in my blue Wii box, and I have now the complete game. I'm not sure if any instructions are meant to come with that one. If they are, they're missing. And the disc is there. Yes, but that just goes in there nicely, and that completes that now. So I've been looking at that for ages. Ever since I got that Wii, I've not seen a copy of the game in the cardboard sleeve. At all, anywhere. So finally glad I found it on the floor in Vintage Gamer as well. Because out the back, the room I love going into, if you've been in there, you walk in, first door on the left-hand side, and then straight ahead. First of all, then you face right, then straight ahead, and it's just like this treasure trove of stuff. I find a lot of things in there have come from that room just rummaging around, but there was so much stuff in there, stuff over the floor, stuff piled up, you couldn't get to all of it, although the old eagle eyes couldn't see anything that I needed. Then I went out to the main shop and had a quick look through some of the things there, and I found this, which I haven't seen before in person, and I thought, well, when in Rome. And yeah, so this is for the Spectrum. Interesting enough, it doesn't support the Kempston joystick. But many of you will know this game for a completely different thing. So it's World Championship Soccer, which was done by Elite. Now this is, for those of you who will remember, and you might see those screenshots on the back there, those obviously aren't Spectrum screenshots, but they look vaguely familiar, don't they? They look like that World Cup Italia 90 game on the Mega Drive that came out right at the beginning, just because it's the same game. So I've never seen that before in the flesh. Looks like it's quite a hefty loader as well. There's quite a decent amount of tape in that one, and it's also got the manual with it. It's nice, and also yeah, keys, a key code for keys. So yeah, so 2 players, you can only play by keyboard for the second player, which is really good because you can bring your mates around and beat the hell out of them. But yeah, I mean, I generally regard it as a pretty rubbish football game, but I didn't pay a huge amount. In fact, with that and the one I've already got, didn't pay a huge amount of money for them. In fact, very, very little. So I don't mind paying that for it. That completes the set. That was just something. I have a weakness for 8-bit cardboard, as you know. So that was that. And then we had the Secret Santa stream on the 21st. And the idea is we all enter into it. If you've never seen it before, it's no different from what you do at work if you do a Secret Santa. We all enter into it. Sean then does the draw, or in previous years, James Game Zone Boardroom does the draw. Sean does it this year, and then he tells us who we got, and then I think it's around about 20 quid, but I don't think anybody sticks to 20 quid. Some people do, but some people just go above and above and just keep going and whatever. But yeah, it's about 20 quid, spend about 20 quid, and then you just send the gift out, and then we open it on stream, or people send videos in and do it that way. So I opened my stuff up, and I mean, there's like, there's about 10 things in there. I couldn't believe it. I mean, whoever sent my Secret Santa, I mean, I'll say it again, thank you so much. I mean, wow. I can't quite believe how much stuff was in there. And a lot of it was like bear related, obviously, because of the name of the channel. The retro, yeah, guess we wouldn't know what you're watching, yeah. Not Twat in a Hat, Retro Bear. Or maybe both, I don't know. And there was like crisps and sweets. Sweets were great. There was like little gummies, they were really nice. And there was a mug in there, bear-shaped mug with some marshmallows in there to go. Yeah, it was just fantastic. And there were some games in there, and I was like, I didn't expect any games. In fact, I think I've done this 4 times now. I've had, people bought me games and stuff. And last year I had a big giant book. And this year I've got some nice games. So first of all, we got Premier Manager 98 on the PlayStation 1. Now you might think, oh, that looks terrible game. No, well, it's not really. It's actually, it's a good game. Unfortunately, I've already got it. I've now looked into this. I've already got this one. So if anybody does want a copy of this, happy to send it to you. It uses the Actua Soccer sports engine. I'm not a fan of. I mean, it's a good game. I'm not a fan of Premier Manager. I'd say I play Championship Manager mostly. That's where my enjoyment with management games lies, and still will do. But not a bad game. Not a bad game at all. And I also got this, which I can say I haven't got, which is Brian Lara's Cricket on the PlayStation 1. Now I've got this on the Mega Drive. That was when I first played it. I've also got it on the PS2 and the Xbox, but I had this when it came out, and I haven't got it in my collection since, which is weird for me, because I used to play a lot of cricket when I was a kid, and when it first came out, I couldn't wait to get hold of it, and it's still a very, very good game. So yeah, I was thrilled to get that, so that goes into my collection. So yeah, someone's done a bit of research maybe on that. I don't know, they might have got a bit lucky with the Lara game, I don't know. And then I got some other games which I just couldn't quite believe what they were. So first up is, and these are all, the last 3 are all sealed. So I've got Beholder 3 on the Switch. Now, I know nothing about this game whatsoever. And apparently, obviously, being Beholder 3, apparently there's 1 and 2 as well. And it seems like it's an espionage surveillance game. We have to sort of spy on tenants and employees and superiors as part of some sort of conspiracy thing. I don't know, but I should be interested to find out. But yes, sealed, which is great. Yeah, Switch games. I don't think you get Switch games before. This my dad's buying me any. And then this one, I mean, I couldn't quite believe it when this came out. We got the SNK 40th anniversary collection, which I think I said at the time on the stream, I've not played that many SNK games. In fact, this year I did pick up, in fact I think I got it down here actually. Yeah, I did pick this one up earlier on in the summer, I think it was, or after the summer, which is the Arcade Classics version for the Wii. So there's things like Art of Fighting, Baseball Stars 2, King of the Monsters, Metal Slug, Neo Turf Masters, Shock Troopers, World Heroes, etc. on that. But I think this one is much more retro in the fact that it's got Akari Warriors, it's got Akari Warriors 2, it's got Guerrilla War on there, it's got Prehistoric Oil, which I've never played. I've always wanted to play that game. And some other stuff which I've never even heard of before, and some really old stuff on there as well. So yeah, I've got that to go. It's 40 games. That's 40 games. It's 40th anniversary collection. I'm not sure how many games there are. It doesn't actually say on the back here. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting that. But what a fantastic gift to get. Really, really good. And then, I'm not sure if this person watched me playing up in Scotland. As Paul quite rightly said on the stream, he said this was probably, we started playing this game around the time you were getting a bit tired and grumpy, which is about right, because I was tired and we started playing this game, and nothing puts me in a bad mood more than something like Street Fighter 5. Not because, well, yeah, because I'm not very good at it, and I never have been very good at Street Fighter games, but I can put some practice in there. But yeah, again, this is sealed as well. Yeah, I know it's a PlayStation Hits version, whatever. I'm not really bothered about that. But that's just fantastic to get. So yeah, I mean, 3 sealed games in Secret Santa. I mean, that is just something else. And a couple of PlayStation 1 sports games, which people know me and watch this will be absolutely thinking, yeah, it's exactly the sort of thing that he would have wanted. So yeah, so once again, Secret Santa, whoever you were, thank you very much indeed. Which brings us to this year's Christmas message, and even believe me, I've sat here for weeks and weeks and weeks trying to work out what I'm going to say to people this year. You know, a couple of years ago it was on about, you know, let's try and bring everybody back together again after a pretty fractious 2020, I think it was, which was a horrible year anyway, but 2024 has been much better, hasn't it? Let's be honest with you, it's been absolute cack for a lot of different reasons. And last year's Christmas message was to try and encourage people to play more games, play more in 24. And I'm so appreciative that some people did take that on, people like Chris over at Agima005. Gary Gill Gaming took it on. Joe Gaming Girl has mentioned it in a few videos or tagged it in. People just tagged it. Gordon, Gib84, the reason I was up to Scotland, you know, you know, the driving force behind that, to try and get people to play more games. But I can't help feeling that this year has been an absolute disaster, and it really should have been a lot better than that. I haven't really picked anything up in game wise, I mean, forget Scotland, since about the summer, you know, probably just before the football started, and then that was it. I just lost myself, and I haven't turned anything on for ages. You know, I bought the Retrocade to try and get involved in that. I played that once and put it away again. It's now gathering dust down there. And I bought stuff, like I said, I got stuff on the floor buying games with the intention of probably playing them, and no, I haven't. So, you know, my intention of trying to encourage people to play more games, if you have played more games in 24, and you can honestly say that you have done, then in a way, that's great, and I would judge it a success, but I know from a personal point of view it's a failure. And so I thought, well, what, you know, I don't want to sit here and make unrealistic goals for that. And what I really wanted to sort of touch on was probably about the fact that something I have seriously noticed this year is that I haven't done enough. I haven't really looked after myself this year. I really haven't. People who saw that video I did in August time will know that I've hit some real low points this year. I'm sorry this is going down a bit. I'm trying to keep it light, but it's a time for reflection, isn't it? This stage of the year. And I haven't really looked after myself particularly well this year. I've worked too hard for, as it turns out, being slapped in the face recently, metaphorically, not physically. I've neglected a lot of stuff. I've neglected this. I've neglected, getting involved in things like I used to, having motivation to do it. Sometimes it's just not physically possible to do it. As a result of that, I think, a form of depression has set in. It's still there. It's not been an easy year. It should have been a better year than this. I was determined to do stuff, and I haven't done it. So I think next year, in 2025, I'm going to try and focus more on doing the things that I need to do. Not that I want to do, but I need to do. I need to look after myself better. I need to stop eating so much rubbish. I need to lose some weight. I need to get some exercise in. I need to, focus a bit more on looking after myself. Because next year I'm going to be 50. I'm going to be 50 next year. That is scary. And all of a sudden now I'm feeling this air of vulnerability, which you believe you're invincible for so many years, and then you just get to a certain point. I'm in terms of my health, I've had blood tests done recently, and they've come back with, my cholesterol is too high, which is fine because I know my cholesterol's too high because I've eaten nothing but rubbish for the past 12 months. So I can work on that, and I know I'm overweight and things like that. So in order for me to, get a better lifestyle, then that's what I need to do. And having spoken to my very close dear friend, Jim, who I've known for years, he's had similar problems this year with mental aspects of things going on, and he's been to see somebody about it, which is, I never thought I'd hear him say something like that. I'd have warned him many years ago. He works long hours away and he's never at home and all this, and I told him one day that he hit a wall and something would happen. I think he has done. I mean, he's all right in himself, but it just made me sort of think a bit, well, yeah, it's a bit like what's happened to me this year as well. So my message really for people next year is to focus on what makes you feel best, look after yourself better. It is the most important thing, because if you stop working, then it all stops working, doesn't it? That's it, it's game over. So we all need to, just look after ourselves. I'm going to enjoy myself for Christmas, don't get me wrong. I'm going to indulge like I usually do, and it should probably end up being the size of a hippo by the end of it, but really I don't care, because I can start in January, and then I need to motivate myself. I need to take better breaks. I need to stop working these long great months without taking a break for whatever reason, and stand up for myself a little bit more as well. And I'd like to put more effort into doing this properly again, because I do enjoy this, and I know at one point I said this year that this was becoming unenjoyable. I was not enjoying it. I felt the pressure of doing it. That's the reason we stopped doing the TMB. And be this figurehead and whatever I have been over the years. People still say, it's because you've done. I think Paul said on the stream, he said, well, I said, well, this is just too much for Secret Santa. He said, well, I think people still remember what you did. Well, I can't keep living on past glories, can I? I need to show myself more, and we've made changes around here as well. I've not talked about them because I've kept them off. But Mrs. Bear has redone the workshop. She's now got a proper, big bench which she's installed herself, and completely remodeled the front room, which is good because now we can get some space back in the front room. It now looks less like a workshop and more like a dining room cum workshop. It's not ideal, but it's great. But unfortunately, what that's mean is Commodore Corners had to be dismantled. And I have two options. I can now put my Commodore 64 away, and it can join the rest of the stuff gathering dust, or I can try and do a bit of work in here. You know, this when we put this room together X number of years ago, it was designed to have obviously the game stuff around here, and what's in front of you, which you can't see here, which is like this bench across here for Claire when she worked at home. Well, she doesn't do that now, and there's all this big space here, so we can do remodelling this and redesigning it, getting rid of some of that rubbish. We can put the CRT into the corner. We've got the Beko CRT there. We could maybe put another monitor here. I could get some, you know, a couple of systems set up across here and do that. And yes, yeah, so there are projects to do for next year which I would like to try and do, and I think for my own sake I need to do them. So yeah, so my message this year really is, you know, you are very important. Your physical, mental well-being is the most important thing to have. If you haven't got either of those, then you're really going to hide into nothing. So for me, I'm going to try and be a better person. I'm going to try and do things better, and I'm going to try and do a bit more of this if I can fit it in, if I feel like it, and that's what I want to try and do. That's not a resolution. That, you know, I'm just, you know, my message to people this year is next year let's look after each other a bit better. You know, and if people are struggling with certain things, let's provide that support that we can. You know, we've all known each other long enough by now, and we can provide support to other people, friends, family. You know, that's what we can do. Anyway, I'm not going to preach anymore. That's it. You've had enough. In the meantime, have a wonderful Christmas. Do enjoy yourself. Please do. It is a time for, you know, family time, for enjoy yourself. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I shall be having about 5 or 6 days to myself with Mrs. Bear, and we shall just enjoy and indulge and do what we do. I probably won't play any games, but that's beside the point, isn't it? Never the issue of it. But yeah, really looking forward to it, and I hope you have a good, safe, happy Christmas. And I shall probably do a video before the end of the year as well. But if I don't, or you don't see that, I may wish you a very, very happy and safe 2025 as well. But Merry Christmas for 2024, that's the most important thing. And I will talk to you again soon. Until then, this is the Retro Bear. See you soon. Bye-bye.